Hey guys, what's going on? It's Kaeyoh here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about Falstad. He's gone through a little bit of a rework after the last patch, and therefore, as a result, now both build paths are actually pretty viable, whether you want to go the Magestad or you want to go the more auto attack centric style. Either way, you've got the talents to make that work, and I want to talk about some of the differences that have come up after the rework in those two playstyles. So, first of all, we'll talk a little bit about Magestad. Magestad now has a couple of different big changes to note. You don't get the extra range anymore, so you're not gonna be able to throw out those like super Hail Mary Qs and get damage that way. You're confined to the base range of the ability. And you no longer get the really insane level 16 talent that you get the stun right after you hit somebody with a Q. But you do still get Boomerang, and it feels pretty similar to the way Falstad used to play. With the auto attack build, however, now the range is actually built into your kit, and you're going to be able to get, that means a couple more auto attacks out and a little bit more value every time you throw your Q. Either build you go, Static Shield is now built in really early at level 4, so you're going to become a much better duelist early on in the game. That's really, really nice. So let's talk about some of the specific situations where you might want to. I think when you're against a team that has like more range heavy, especially mid-range range characters. I know it sounds confusing, but I mean characters like Kaeyoh, for example, who has to get fairly close to your team. He can't sit super far back. He's right in that sweet spot where you can keep hitting them with your big Qs. But I think if you're against like a melee heavy comp, like a bunch of bruisers and stuff, I think it's actually better to get the auto attack build. Especially now, just the way the build works, I just feel like the talents synergize really well with each other on the auto attack. And the one thing I will say is that at level 16 now, the Magestad options are a little bit awkward. All you can really get is either the 50% slow on your Q or the speed boost on your E. And I'll talk about that a little bit more when I go over the specific talent choices. But if I had to pick one or the other, I think the auto attack build is a little bit better right now. But like I said, against more range heavy comps, I've been favoring the Magestad still. Alright, so let's get into the specifics of the build a little bit. Just get that open. Okay, so in the actual build, this is going to be the Magestad build first. You're going to get the Gathering Storm at level 1, pretty standard. You're going to be stacking your Q for extra damage. Level 4 now, Static Shield. So with Falstad being the way, I'm just going to put this game on pause before it ends here. But the way that Falstad used to feel, you had to be a little bit careful early game. Now he's actually one of the best people for like dueling in lane. So don't be afraid to get in there. You got Static Shield. Don't be afraid of W and E in there. As long as you know where the rest of the enemies are, don't be stupid about it. At level 7, Boomerang for the mage build. It's just extremely crucial to have. Still going Gust, although Hinterland's Blast did get a little bit of a buff, and I honestly could see this one coming back. It finally feels strong enough to where it's probably getting close to being on par with Mighty Gust. Mighty Gust is still a short enough cooldown that it is just such a good utility to have for your team, but we'll see. I think we'll start seeing more Gust. At level 13, Giant Killer, even though you're a Magestad, you're still getting a lot of the same rate of auto attacks in. And every time you auto attack someone with Giant Killer, as long as you're just constantly getting a little bit of damage on the front line, it's going to add up quite a bit. At level 16, Crippling Hammer, this just increases the slow to 50%. Overall, just helps your team chase people down, keep people that are on top of you kited easier, all that good stuff. And then at level 20, we're still going to go Epic Mount, which I think is the best choice here. Just the global presence of being able to like be anywhere on the map all the time, and being able to use this in the middle of team fights is like super crucial. So like you're in the middle of a team fight, you start fighting the front line, and then like your bruisers are going on their back line, they call for you, you can just fly straight over the whole team, land on their back line, clean up. Pretty awesome stuff. Okay, so that's the mage build. Now let's talk a little bit about the auto attack build. Seasoned Marksman, This, by the way, synergizes extremely well with the power throw. You throw it out there, pop season marksman, and you're just like shredding whoever's in front of you. Level 4, again, static shield I think is just the best option because it makes you such a good duelist. At level 7 now, you're going to want to get secret weapon. So secret weapon is, like I said, the range is now built into this. So you throw it out, you get a bonus on your auto attacks, and it's very juicy. Level 10, still Mighty Gust. 13, Giant Killer, obvious reasons. 16, I actually like the Afterburner more. It helps you chase and get those auto attacks in, especially late game. It takes a little while to get used to, but having that speed boost is really nice. One thing I would say about auto attack Falstad is, and the reason I don't like it as much against like mage heavy comps, is it's very punishing if you need to like step up really close to somebody to auto attack them, especially characters like KT who can like trade with you way harder. That's why I sometimes prefer Magestad versus the range heavy comps. At level 20, I'm always torn. I always want to go Nexus Frenzy. I think that actually might be the best option here, but it depends. If you're on those maps like Dragonshire where Epic Mount's super overpowered, then I would still go Epic Mount, but Nexus Frenzy is a close second. But it depends on the map. Both are really good options. We'll just hover Nexus Frenzy for this. But yeah, that's the auto attack build and the mage build, so you can see both of them side by side, sort of, and my reasoning behind picking the two different styles. Anyways, guys, hope this was helpful. Let me know what kind of Falstad you guys have been playing and how it's been working out for you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.